Some people have been asking, Burt, you never talk about meditation in your YouTube videos. Why is that? Can you explain? Yes, I definitely can. Incidentally, I talk about meditation all the time, but I call it being. See, there are two kinds of meditation. There is the practice of meditation, which is wonderful, commendable, and it's great because it keeps you in touch with your own mind. It is very relaxing, but it does not awaken you. And then there is the real meditation. The real meditation is not a practice. It is an allowing to see what is at the moment, to see it actually as it is. It is a passion to know the moment. Okay, so the real meditation is facing of the truth. Just, what am I all about? Who am I? Really looking at it. Let me give you an example. When Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi was barely 17 years of age, he developed a tremendous fear, a horrifying fear of death. He didn't run to a doctor or go and talk about it. What he did was lie down and said, okay, now there is this fear of dying. What will happen if I die? What will happen to me? Who am I? What is this all about? When he emerged from this state of fear, he was a totally transformed human being. And it never left him for the rest of his life. That realization that he is the self, capital S. He is the infinite one. Here's another case. When Lester Levinson, barely 42 years of age, suffered his second heart attack, the doctor looked at him and he said, you are so frail and so sick that you even if attempt to tie your shoelaces, you can drop over dead. Well, Lester Levinson, of course, had this to face this incredible, horrifying thought of facing his own death. All he could do was sit. And while sitting, he developed a passion. The passion to know what life is about. Who is he? What is the meaning of life? What is it all about, in other words? Eventually, to make a long story short, he realized what it was all about. He realized who he was. And at that moment, he was so ecstatic, so filled with joy, that within a very short space of time, he was totally healed physically. And then he started going for long walks, very long walks, miles and miles of walking in ecstasy, in euphoria. And he lived to a ripe old age. He lived after in very good health. In my particular case, I had a vision of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi when I was in physiotherapy in Toronto at the time. And then I saw his picture on the cover of a book, and after that I realized, my God, this is real, this is true. And so I dedicated myself to doing, yoga. I started teaching it at the YMCA at about 13 classes a week at the time. And I even wrote a book called Be Aware, Be Free. I was interviewed on CBC, Food for Thought program, even had TV series. But later, when I came to Vancouver, around the year 2000, I met a woman from Denver, Colorado. And she visited me. We got along really great. And she left everything behind, her home, everything, her business, her car, just to live with me. Well, within a couple of months, it became so difficult, so emotional. After all, she left everything just to be in a one-bedroom apartment with me. And I was really caught in a catch-22 between a rock and a hard place. I didn't know what to do. I was totally flabbergasted. I was in total frustration. And I reached out and says, oh, please, Bhagavan, help me. I don't know what to do. Well, at that moment, I realized that I didn't know anything. What I thought I knew, the book I wrote, the TV series I did, were all based on what I had learned from others, what I read, what I studied. But I didn't know who I was. At that moment I realized, in fact, that I didn't know anything. And in that state of not knowing, I was surrendered. And there was a great fear, because I had to face the fact that I was really deceiving myself. And then a light filled the room, and there was this realization that I'm a human being, a being playing the human role of Burt. And in those few moments, I knew more, and I learned more than those previous 27 years prior to it, of study and practice, etc., etc. I remember reading also about Gautama, who was a prince, left his palace and went in search of truth. He wanted to know what life was about. He wanted to know who he was. And after many years of searching and starving himself, he sat under the Bodhi tree and he said, I am not going to budge from there, even if the body drops, until I find out who I am, what life is about. And when he came out from that state of meditation, he was the Buddha, the enlightened one, the infinite one. I remember also reading about Jesus. He went up on the mountain 40 days of fasting, and he came back, the Christ. Christ, Buddha, Bhagavan. See, they all mean the infinite one. Lester Levinson said, be, just be, and you will see your own infinity. So this is what real meditation is. The real meditation is being able to be so still and to know who you really are. You know, we take ourselves to be the name and form, our past, our conditioning, which is ego. But who you are is now, this moment. So if you ask yourself, who am I, what am I, with an earnest passion to know, then it will start coming to you. The grace will come for you to know. And it is that which will make the difference. Now, real meditation is summed up into the 7 most beautiful words in the English language. These are the words, please listen. Be still and know I am God. Thank you.